Good morning, my dear friends. I want to start today with a sincere thank you. If you're here, it means you care about your health, your body, your future, and that already puts you ahead of most. Let me ask, how do you usually start your mornings? Do you rise quickly, grab your phone, and head straight for that hot cup of coffee? Do you skip breakfast because you don't feel hungry? Do you glance at the headlines to feel informed, or check your inbox to stay on top of things? We don't even question it. These routines feel natural, familiar, harmless, but for people over 60, those habits might be doing more harm than you think. You see, mornings are more than just the beginning of a day. They're a reset button for your hormones, your blood, your brain, your mood, and your metabolism. And what you do, or don't do, in those first 30 to 60 minutes shapes how you feel for the entire day ahead. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm telling you this because you deserve to know, and because I've seen the transformation that happens when people just like you, retired teachers, veterans, grandmothers, volunteers, finally change their mornings. Not with pills, not with expensive programs, but with simple awareness and small adjustments. But before we begin, I need to ask a favor, and it's an important one. If you find this video helpful, please tap that like button, hit subscribe, and leave a comment below. Even something as short as thank you helps this reach more people like you, and tells YouTube this information is worth spreading. And be sure to watch all the way to the end, because mistake number 5 is the one that can destroy everything you've worked for. Seriously, it's silent, dangerous, and incredibly common. Let me ask you something powerful. What if your morning routine is making you older, faster? That's not exaggeration. I'm talking about 5 everyday habits that feel normal, but are quietly wearing down your energy, your focus, your balance, and your internal systems. You might think it's just aging, but what if it's not? What if your low energy, brain fog, or dizziness isn't a symptom of getting older, but the result of how you start your day? Let's take Tom, for example. He's 67, retired electrician, good guy, honest worker. Every morning, wakes up, checks his phone, downs black coffee, skips breakfast, walks barefoot across the tile to the bathroom. He thought it was routine. He thought he was doing fine. But lately, he couldn't think clearly till 11 a.m. He felt dizzy when he stood. He had sudden knee pain, and his doctor flagged high inflammation and blood pressure. He blamed aging. But when we changed his morning habits, just a few of them, everything improved in 2 weeks. Friends, this isn't a conspiracy. It's biology, and it's been studied. Scientists call it the morning vulnerability window. For adults over 60, the first 60 minutes after waking are a hormonal crossroads, either setting you up for stability or silently pushing your systems into stress. What you do in that hour can either protect your energy or chip away at it. That's why we're here today, to go through 5 critical mistakes and help you make mornings your strength, not your weakness. And again, mistake number 5, you will not see it coming. I'm fine. I've done mornings this way for decades. That's what many people say, and it feels true until the day your legs wobble as you stand, or you forget the name of someone you love, or you feel tired by 10 a.m. after doing almost nothing. Most of us don't connect those symptoms with our morning routine. We think it's just getting older, but that's the lie. In a study from the National Institute on Aging, researchers followed over 1,400 seniors aged 60 plus. They found a shocking pattern. Those who reported feeling most tired, foggy, or unsteady also had the most normal morning routines. Things like skipping breakfast, drinking coffee first, standing up fast, checking phones right away. The common assumption was, that's not the issue, it's my age. But the data said otherwise. One participant said, I thought I was just getting old. But when I changed my mornings, I started to feel 10 years younger. That's what inspired this video, because the truth is, aging is inevitable, but how you age, that's a daily decision. So if you think this video isn't for you, stay with me. Because mistake number 1 is so common, most people do it without even realizing it, every single morning. This might be the most overlooked threat to your safety and health. Getting out of bed quickly may feel like discipline, like control, like strength. But your body, especially after 60, sees it as a physiological ambush. When you sleep, everything slows down. Heart rate, blood pressure, circulation, inner ear balance mechanisms, neuromuscular response. Your blood pools more in your legs. Your brain reduces its oxygen demand. Your feet swell slightly. Your nervous system rests. Then, you wake up and immediately sit up, swing your legs out, and stand. What happens? Sudden blood pressure drop, orthostatic hypotension, brain fog, or head rush, wobbliness, increased fall risk, strain on the heart, and in some cases, temporary loss of vision or fainting. Margaret's story. Margaret, 72, lived alone. No major health issues. She woke up, stood up fast, and the next thing she knew, she was lying on the floor of her bathroom with a fractured arm. She didn't feel dizzy. She didn't slip. Her blood pressure just couldn't keep up. And here's the scary part. The more often this happens, the more likely it becomes. What to do instead? The 3-phase wake-up, 2 to 3 minutes. Lie still, wiggle fingers and toes. Deep breathing. Let your inner systems catch up. Sit up. Let your legs hang over the edge of the bed. Look around. Wait for your vision and pressure to stabilize. Stand slowly. Use a stable surface. Don't rush. Pro tip: keep water nearby. Hydration helps stabilize pressure. Consider a small stretching routine, even just shoulder rolls and ankle circles. This one change can prevent hospital visits, falls, and even save your life. Ah yes, coffee, the sacred ritual, the warmth, the smell, the comfort. For many, it's the first thing they reach for. But if you're over 60, that first sip could be throwing your hormones and energy levels into chaos. Here's what's going on. When you wake up, your cortisol, your natural alertness hormone, is already rising. This is your body's biological caffeine. But when you add actual caffeine on top of it, 3 things happen. You create a stress spike. Heart rate and anxiety rise. You suppress your natural cortisol, forcing the body to rely on caffeine instead. You experience a crash 90 to 120 minutes later, leading to brain fog, fatigue, or irritability. That's why so many older adults say, "I'm fine till 9 a.m. Then I just crash." Ray's story, Ray, 66, told me, "If I don't get my coffee by 6:30, I'm useless." But his energy was unreliable. He'd have to nap by 10 or drink a second cup by noon. We made 3 simple changes: 16 ounces of water, first light breakfast, boiled egg plus toast, delayed coffee to 8 a.m. Result? His brain stayed sharp, his energy consistent, and his afternoon naps? Gone. What to do instead? Wait at least 60 to 90 minutes after waking. Drink water first. Rehydrates the brain and blood. Eat a small breakfast before caffeine to buffer acidity and protect your gut. Switch to herbal or decaf early in the day. If you're sensitive, you don't have to give up coffee. You just have to use it strategically. Mistake number 5. Walking barefoot the moment you get out of bed. I know, it sounds harmless. You're at home. It's your space. You trust the floors beneath your feet. Walking barefoot feels comforting, natural, familiar. But what if I told you this one comfortable habit might be putting your entire independence at risk? Why this is dangerous after 60. Let's talk about what's really happening inside your body first thing in the morning. Your blood circulation is low. Your muscles are still cold and tight. Your joints, especially your ankles, knees, and hips, haven't fully woken up yet. And your vestibular system, that's your inner balance system, is still adjusting from sleep. Now, pair that with another change that hits most people quietly after 60. Nerve sensitivity in the feet begins to decline. That means your feet may not register the ground beneath you as quickly or clearly as before. You don't sense slight shifts. You don't grip with your toes. And on hardwood, tile, or smooth rugs, that split-second delay in reaction. It's all it takes. Think about this. The average adult takes over 3,000 steps a day inside their home. And the first 20 steps of the morning, before shoes, before light, before breakfast, are the most vulnerable. Why? Because your body is operating at half power, and you're trusting your memory, not your senses. That little bump in the rug, the dog's water bowl near the fridge, a sock left on the floor, a single squeaky tile in the hallway, you may not notice them in time until it's too late. Real story. Michael's fall that changed everything. Michael was 74, former Army officer, proud, active, fully independent. He woke up like any other morning, no lights on, no shoes, just muscle memory. Walked barefoot to the bathroom, same path as always. But this time his left foot caught the corner of a hallway rug. He lost balance, fell sideways, fractured his hip and wrist. Surgery, hospital stay, rehab months in a facility, physical therapy, depression. He said later, "It wasn't my body that failed me. It was a habit I never questioned." And here's what hurt him most, not the injury, but the loss of confidence. Suddenly, he didn't trust his own body in his own home. The stats. They don't tell you 1 in 4 Americans over 65 fall every year. Every 11 seconds, a senior is treated in the ER for a fall. Every 19 minutes, someone over 65 dies from a fall-related injury. 95% of hip fractures happen due to falls, most of them at home, during routine movement, and after a hip fracture. 40% of people never regain full mobility. 50% lose their independence, and many become afraid to move freely again. All of this from one tiny misstep. What to do instead in detail. 1. Get a pair of structured indoor safe shoes, not socks, not floppy slippers, not barefoot. Look for firm soles with non-slip grip, proper heel and arch support, closed backs to prevent sliding off. Breathable, lightweight material. Brands like Skechers, Orthofeet, or New Balance have great house-friendly models. 2. Keep them by your bed, always. Make it a ritual. Wake up, sit up, put them on. Before your first step, even to the bathroom. 3. Add motion-activated night lights. Visibility matters. Your brain reacts faster when it sees the environment clearly. Dim path lighting can reduce fall risk by up to 80%. Final insight. You've survived too much, learned too much, and lived too fully to let a rug corner or cold tile floor steal your strength. You are not fragile. But even the strongest need the right support, especially in the place that should be safest, your own home. So tomorrow morning, when you swing your legs over the bed, put on your armor, start with safety. One pair of shoes could be the line between freedom and fear. You made it. You stayed with me through all 5 mistakes, and that says a lot about you. It means you're not just aging. You're learning, you're evolving, you're taking control. And that matters, because let me tell you something. No one says out loud enough. After 60, you're not slowing down. You're just getting smarter about how you move forward. Recap. One more time. Mistake number 1. Jumping out of bed too fast. Mistake number 2. Drinking coffee immediately. Mistake number 3. Starting with screens, news, email. Mistake number 4. Skipping breakfast because you're not hungry. Mistake number 5. Walking barefoot, trusting your memory over your body. These aren't just bad habits. They're daily decisions that shape your mood, your stability, your energy, and your long-term independence. The truth. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. and run a marathon. You just need to do better than yesterday. And now, you know how. That's power. That's ownership. That's what health after 60 really looks like. Please, I want to hear from you. Which mistake surprised you most? What's one morning change you're going to start tomorrow? Or maybe you've been doing something right all along. Tell us. Leave a comment. I read everyone, and your story might help someone else. And don't forget, like this video if you learned something new, subscribe to this channel. We release new videos every week. Turn on notifications so YouTube lets you know when something important drops. Save this video and come back to it. Watch it again after a week. Send this video to someone you love, your spouse, your sibling, your neighbor, your friend. Because this isn't just about you, it's about all of us, choosing to age with intention, not fear. Final words. Aging isn't a curse, it's a privilege. But how you age, that's a choice. And every good day starts with a good morning. So tomorrow, make your first 10 minutes count. Your body will feel it, your brain will thank you, and your future self will be proud of you. I'm proud of you too. See you in the next video.